Step back in time to an era of knights, castles, and epic clashes with this curated collection of games centered around medieval battles. Ghost of Tsushima is set during the first Mongol invasion of Japan in 1274. Players take on the role of Jin Sakai, one of the last surviving samurai on Tsushima Island, who must abandon traditional samurai code to embrace unconventional tactics and become the ghost to defeat the Mongol forces led by the ruthless Khotun Khan. The gameplay combines open-world exploration with a complex combat system. Players can explore the vast and beautifully crafted island of Tsushima, engaging in activities such as side quests, finding collectibles, and liberating villages from Mongol control. Jin can switch between four stances: stone, water, wind, and moon, each designed to counter specific types of enemies. Tsushima Island is an open-world environment filled with lush landscapes, dense forests, serene temples, and war-torn villages. Players can customize Jin's armor and weapons, enhancing his abilities and altering his appearance. Assassin's Creed introduced players to a unique blend of historical fiction, open-world exploration, and stealth-based gameplay, set against the backdrop of the Third Crusade in the Holy Land. The story is framed within a modern-day narrative involving Desmond Miles, a bartender kidnapped by the mysterious Abstergo Industries. Through the use of the Animus, a device that allows him to relive the genetic memories of his ancestors, Desmond experiences the life of Altair ibn Lahad, an assassin during the year 1191. The main plot revolves around Altair's quest to regain his honor after failing a critical mission and to thwart the Templar Order's plans to control the world through a powerful artifact known as the Apple of Eden. Players navigate through three major cities: Jerusalem, Acre, and Damascus, each meticulously recreated to reflect the period's architecture and atmosphere. For Honor is renowned for its unique blend of melee combat, historical factions, and multiplayer-focused gameplay. The game's setting is a fictional medieval world where later four powerful factions, the Iron Legion Knights, the Dawn Empire Samurai, and the Warborn Vikings, are locked in an endless battle for supremacy. The single-player campaign follows the story of Apollyon, a warlord who seeks to perpetuate conflict to weed out the weak and create a world of perpetual war. Players experience the story from the perspective of each faction, delving into the motivations and struggles of their warriors. Players control their character's stance and attacks in three directions: left, right, and top. Factions and heroes. Each faction has distinct heroes with unique abilities, weapons, and playstyles. For example, knights have versatile swordsmen, Vikings have brute force warriors, samurai have agile and precise fighters, and Wulin heroes offer a mix of martial arts-inspired combat. Mordhau does not have a traditional single-player campaign or story. Instead, it is a multiplayer-focused game that throws players into various medieval-themed battlefields where they fight for supremacy. The game's setting and tone are inspired by historical medieval combat, though it takes creative liberties to enhance gameplay and fun. Players can engage in large-scale battles with up to 64 players, participating in a variety of game modes. Players can swing, stab, and slash their weapons in different directions and use different stances to outmaneuver opponents. The game offers a wide range of medieval weapons such as swords, axes, maces, spears, and bows. Players can also equip different types of armor that affect their movement speed and protection levels. Mordhau features realistic and detailed graphics that bring the brutality and chaos of medieval battles to life. Chivalry 2, developed by Torn Banner Studios, is a first-person multiplayer hack-and-slash game that builds upon the foundation of its predecessor, Chivalry: Medieval Warfare. Set in a fictional medieval world where two factions, the Agatha Knights and the Mason Order, are locked in a relentless war. The game provides a backdrop for large-scale battles across various iconic medieval locations, such as castles, villages, and open fields. The game emphasizes large-scale multiplayer combat with a focus on melee combat mechanics. Players can also perform special moves like dodges, kicks, and counters. Players can choose from various classes such as Knight, Vanguard, Footman, and Archer, each with unique weapons and abilities. Customization options allow players to personalize their characters with different armor sets, weapon skins, and cosmetic items. The game modes include Team Objective, where teams must complete objectives such as capturing points, breaching gates, or escorting VIPs. Kingdom Come Deliverance. The story follows Henry, a blacksmith's son whose life is turned upside down when his village is attacked by mercenaries. Driven by a quest for revenge and justice, Henry becomes embroiled in the larger conflict engulfing Bohemia. Players must also manage Henry's daily needs, such as hunger and fatigue. The game emphasizes skills development, with Henry improving his abilities through practice and use, rather than through traditional leveling systems. The world is meticulously crafted to reflect the historical setting. Towns, castles, and villages are designed based on historical research, and the game's environments are lush and detailed, from dense forests to open fields. NPCs follow daily routines, adding to the sense of a living, breathing world. Quests in the game are multifaceted and often have multiple solutions. Dialogue choices and actions can significantly impact the story and Henry's relationships with other characters. Mountain Blade the Seku. Bannerlord set in the fictional medieval continent of Calradia. Players create their own character and carve out their destiny in a land torn apart by war and political strife. The game starts with the player choosing their background and customizing their character, which influences their initial skills and abilities. From there, players can recruit and train troops, form armies, and join or oppose various factions vying for control of Calradia. The gameplay is divided into two main components: the strategic overworld and the real-time battles. On the overworld map, players can travel between towns, villages, and castles, engage in trade, undertake quests, and manage their kingdom. The strategic layer involves diplomacy, managing resources, and making decisions that affect the player's standing with different factions and lords. Real-time battles are a core feature of Bannerlord, where players can command their troops in large-scale engagements. Valheim. Players take on the role of a Viking warrior who has been sent to the titular realm of Valheim to defeat ancient enemies of the gods and prove their worth to Odin. The game begins with the player awakening in the center of the world, guided by a mystical raven. The world of Valheim is filled with diverse biomes, each with its own unique flora, fauna, and challenges. Crafting and building are core components of Valheim. Players can construct everything from simple shelters to grand fortresses. Combat is skill-based and requires careful timing and strategy. Players face a variety of enemies, from simple creatures like boars and deer to formidable bosses that each control different biomes. Defeating these bosses is crucial for progression, as each one drops unique items that unlock new abilities and crafting options. Players can sail the seas, climb mountains, and delve into dark dungeons, encountering new challenges and rewards along the way. Multiplayer functionality allows players to join forces with up to 9 other players in cooperative play. Hellish Quart, developed by Kobold, is a unique fighting game set in 17th century Europe, renowned for its realistic and physics-based sword combat mechanics. Set in a tumultuous period of history, the game transports players to a time of duels, honor, and deadly clashes, offering a visceral and authentic experience of historical swordplay. The game's premise revolves around one-on-one duels between skilled swordsmen, each with their own unique fighting style and weaponry. Players can choose from a variety of historical characters, including fencers, musketeers, and knights, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. The attention to historical accuracy extends to the weapons themselves, with detailed recreations of rapiers, sabers, and other period-appropriate arms. At the heart of Hellish Quart is its sophisticated combat system, which eschews button mashing in favor of precise timing, positioning, and strategy. Every attack, block, and parry is meticulously animated and physics-driven, allowing for realistic interactions between blades and bodies. Conqueror's Blade is a tactical warfare game. Set in a medieval world inspired by historical events and cultures, the game transports players to the heart of epic battles, where they command armies, siege castles, and vie for dominance on the battlefield. Players can choose from infantry, cavalry, archers, siege weapons, and more, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. As players progress, they can unlock and upgrade new units, customize their armies, and develop strategies to outmaneuver their opponents. The gameplay in Conqueror's Blade is divided into 2 main modes: battles and sieges. Battles are large-scale, real-time engagements where players command their armies against other players or AI-controlled opponents. Sieges, on the other hand, involve capturing or defending fortified positions such as castles or cities, with players utilizing siege engines, tactics, and teamwork to overcome their opponents.